r/AskReddit, what are some tasty, filling bang for your buck meals you guys know of for broke college guys? Instant noodles plus fried egg. Or just stirring the egg in with the noodles. If it's left too long before eating it can get a bit thick, but it's quite good and it's all in one pot. Curry. You can get a package of curry mix powder for like $5, a giant bag of rice for 10, and some carrots and potatoes for a few dollars more. You can make a ton of food this way for like $20, meat optional. Buy potatoes. Cheaper and more nutritional than rice. Tatties are a nutritionally complete food. Add in some fats, butter, olive oil, mayo, tallow, you can live on basically potatoes. Red lentils, onion, garlic, and chili, either fresh chilies or just chili powder. Additional spices according to taste. I like cumin and a generous dollop of tomato puree, but the basic recipe costs very little and is delicious. Yep, any curry with legumes fits this description, but dal is great. Serve it on rice or cubed roasted potatoes. Add in whatever veggies you can get cheap in season. I like cauliflower, but even just a bag of frozen ones is fine. Make a big ass pot of it and freeze some for later. Mac and amp, cheese and hot dogs, like a 10-year-old. Hot dogs cut up in the mac, right? Absolute Chad meal. Me and my wife each make 6 figures. We can afford to eat right. But I can't even tell you how many times we've had mac and cheese with hot dogs. And scrambled eggs with hot dogs. Merca. We probably eat this once a week as adults with a 10-year-old. Kid loves it and it's cheap. 1. Buy a crock pot. 2. Google crock pot recipes. 3. Make loaded potato soup. 4. Thrive. Or Kielbasa/Lil Smokies for an upgrade. I get the Lil Smokies these days, add some pizzazz to the blue box. Chicken and dumplings southern style. I make my stock with bouillon cubes and use frozen leg quarters. I could easily feed 5 people for $10. Perfect answer, especially on cold or rainy days. What's your recipe for the dumplings? Rice and kimchi. Rice and vegetables. Homemade bread. Making one's own bread is dirt cheap and delicious. Ramen noodles with vegetables and eggs. Holy shit, oatmeal. It tastes great and is super inexpensive. Oatmeal got me through college when things were thin. Just add some peanut butter for protein. Good place to find a cheap crock pot is a thrift store shop. Add raisins. I love eating warm rice with brown sugar, cinnamon, and milk. That sounds like horchata. I'm going to try it and see how it goes. So like a poor man's rice pudding. Gosh, that sounds cozy and lovely. Try coconut milk and sliced mango if you want to try something fancy. Any meal that has pasta, rice, or potatoes as the foundation. All 3 are affordable and you can make different variations of all 3 to give you some variety. You can add a veggie here and a protein there. One combination I enjoy is pasta, ground turkey, and frozen broccoli. Everything costs about $9 and I get a good solid 3 meals out of that. Bachelor chow. Rice arani and ground beef. That's hamburger helper with extra steps. Burritos with rotisserie chicken, rice, and some frozen vegetable mix, also cheese because why not? Easy to make multiple ones at once and freeze them so you have minute-ready burritos. A crock pot my aunt gave me kept me alive in early 20s. Cheeseburger hamburger helper with white rice and tortillas. If you make a regular set of hamburger helper and make a few cups of rice, you can make burritos out of it with decent wraps. I could honestly eat that almost every day, it's so good. And amp, #X200B. Beans, hot dogs, and bacon is solid as well. Hamburger helper gets a bad rap, but if you pick up a couple of different spices you can mix it up and do some pretty tasty meals for cheap. That's pretty close to what's called a prison spread. It's delicious. Potatoes and eggs. Beans and rice. Wrap in tortilla and you have my usual breakfast. Canned tuna. Lentils. High quality protein and filling. Almost expired discount loaf of bread from the store, discount cheese, almost expired tomatoes, lettuce, meat, and the sorts, cheap sandwich. Carrot, I like sandwiches. Bean plus rice plus cheese burrito. Garlic rice. And dump recipes. So easy, using canned stuff and just dumping in the ingredients. I'm not much of a cook, so I did this frequently in tough financial times. Ramen noodles and a can of chili. Eggs, cereal, pasta, salads, bread and peanut butter. Rice, lentils, couscous, etc. cooked with broth rather than plain water. Rice and beans plus hot sauce. Add beef on payday. Beef stew, you can buy canned at the grocery store, over rice. Chicken fried rice. Add a box of orange chicken, or your favorite westernized Chinese meat dish, and pot stickers too to make it a heftier meal. Everything here can be bought pre-made from the store. Pot pies. White rice, fried egg, or two. Little soy sauce and sriracha. Costco hot dogs, don't need a membership to get them. Top ramen. Or do what I did and buy yourself a $12 waffle maker off Amazon. You can make so much different stuff with it. I love it. Interesting. Can you give some examples? I've said this before in food subs, but if you're in college, one of the best things you can get is an Instant Pot. It makes basic meals better, and allows you to use cuts of the cheapest meat and makes them into amazing meals. It's a great way to stretch your food dollars. Chili. Large saucepan. Chicken breast, chicken broth, orzo, frozen veggies and any cheese. Has become a staple in our house for it being economical, filling and easy to clean up. We are not a broke college guy, but think you could do well with this if you made a huge batch on Sunday. Pulled pork. Pretty foolproof, and pork shoulder is a cheaper cut of meat right now. You can use it for sandwiches, topping for baked potatoes, barbecue pizza, pretty much anything you can imagine. Hamburger helper is a pretty great dinner. Ground beef and the box, pretty cheap and tasty. Dry things, beans, rice, and chickpeas. They're cheap in bulk, last a long time, you can flavor them with anything, and they're good for you. Omelets. Super customizable and so filling. Get a rice cooker, buy a metric ton of rice, and just add stuff to it. Kimchi, beans, tofu, steamed veg, maybe some meat if you can afford it. Never underestimate the power of white rice. There's a reason it's such a globally dominant dish, and so prevalent in blue zones. I make mine in the slow cooker and sometimes add a scoop of instant rice towards the end. That stretches the meal so much further too. Beans and rice. Complete protein and relatively cheap. Any recommendations on recipes? I'm hopeless at cooking and my rice/beans always end up crunchy. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1,000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.